Wherever you happen to live, a leaky home wastes not only energy, but also your money. A home energy audit will help you to identify the inefficiencies in your home so they can be sealed up. For a comprehensive home energy audit, you'll need to contact a professional home energy technician. We've asked Jim Bradley, a certified home energy auditor, to show us what happens in a typical home energy audit. In the first step of the audit, Jim sits down with the homeowner and goes over their heating information, how they heat their home, what kind of fuel they use, and their bills for the past year. This provides an initial snapshot of how efficient the house is. After the interview, Jim begins by inspecting the outside of the home, looking for obvious inefficiencies, like this dryer vent, and less obvious places for heat to escape.
One area that we usually like to suggest that people don't usually consider are going to be where the siding terminates right above the wall, the basement wall for the concrete, and where what happens, there sometimes are gaps there large enough, certainly for insects, but even sometimes rodents. And so you definitely want to make sure you have a good seal by either foaming that area or sealing it off with another trim board and getting it caulked well.
With the possible sources of energy loss identified, the auditor can now go a step deeper and look for hidden energy flow. To do this, Jim will close all the doors and windows and set up a blower door on the front door of the house. The fan on the blower door simulates a 20-mile-per-hour wind blowing on the house, pressurizing the inside and drawing air through any leaky openings.
When wind hits a house, it actually hits it from one side, pressurizing it slightly, and then as it leaves the opposite side of the house, it creates a suction or it depressurizes. And that's exactly what this blower door is simulating, is that actual depressurization.
Before turning on the fan, Jim does an initial check with his infrared camera. The camera reads and displays the temperature of walls, baseboards, and outlets, and helps him to pre-identify leaks.
The door header on top of the sliding glass door in the kitchen is showing that it's colder as well, and that's just usually because when it was framed back in the day, when this house was built, they weren't using insulated headers.
With the house pressurized and the fan now on, Jim can use the infrared camera to see where energy is actively escaping.
In walls that are insulated with fiberglass, is that you'll see around the edges of the actual wall switch, there are finger-like projections that are coming out. And that basically is showing that there is air moving through there pretty easily. The problem with that is that this is one side of a convective loop. And so if there's an opening somewhere else in the wall system, or maybe the baseboard, what happens is you have two open ends of what we like to call a drinking straw. And if both ends of the drinking straw are open, air can move through. By closing one of those ends, or both of those ends, you stop the convective loop, or the air moving through there, and that's really important.
Next, Jim tests the furnace and water heater for their efficiency and checks their ventilation for carbon monoxide.
We set up the house to perform as it could, not necessarily that it would, during the winter by shutting doors, blocking airflow, turning all vents or dryers that vent air to the outside, we turn all those on so that we can depressurize the house to see if it can change the pressure enough in this space to cause the system to backdraft. And if it's close and we were to go and tighten up the home, we could actually cause a major CO poisoning. We don't want to do that. You have to look at the house as a system to make sure that any of the measures you employ are going to still preserve the health and safety of the homeowners.
With the energy audit complete, Jim goes over the initial results with the homeowner. Later, he'll produce an in-depth report with recommendations for improving the home's energy efficiency. Regardless of your home's age or condition, a home energy audit will help reveal its inefficiencies and will give you a roadmap that will show you how to plug the leaks and put money back in your wallet.